Hello class, Mr. Garino here. I'm going to illustrate in this video how to get your homepage set up. And your homepage is of course called index.html. And if you forgot how to get to this place in the previous video, you should have changed your username so that you can actually have a website. And the reason why they don't make you do that when you first create a CodeHS account, because not everyone on CodeHS is making a website, so not everyone needs to change their username. But when you go to make a website, then you do have to change your username. And the way we got to this place is we go to Sandbox, Edit, Homepage, and we're back to that same spot. So now, how do we set up our first page for our website? Well, rather than type in all the code for the basic, what they call HTML skeleton, I would just go here, Docs, and here we have the HTML file skeleton. So we're going to copy all of this. Sometimes I like to drag from the bottom to the top because I have a hard time getting that first character at the top. So hit Control C to copy, click in here, Control V to paste, and I guess my font size is a little small here. Let me make that bigger. And go back to this view. Maybe I'll shrink this down even a little bit. So here we go. This is the HTML skeleton. We have doc type HTML. We have our HTML tag, open and close, gives it to us, gives that to us. We have our head, which is where we put the title, and we have our body. And that stupid rewrite with Copilot keeps showing up, and that's because I'm using Microsoft Edge, and I'm using Microsoft Edge because I didn't want to sign out of my teacher account in Chrome so that I could refer to that. Okay, so now we have this skeleton, but there's a couple of things that CodeHS doesn't give you in the skeleton that most people say you should use. So let's do that. In the head tag, we should have this. I'm sorry, not the head tag, the HTML tag. It really should say this. So I'm copying from my teacher account now, so I don't have to waste time typing or make a typo. It should say HTML and then lang equals en-us. What is that? Real quick, show you what that is. The HTML lang equals en-us specifies the language code of the page followed by the country code. That means US style of English language is used for all the text on the page. So they say that that's a good thing to have. And if you notice over here, it says you should always add the HTML language attribute to set the default language of a web page. So it just tells the browser, hey, my website is made with the English language that they use in the United States. Okay, so that's the reason for that. And then the other thing they leave off in the head is this piece of code that most people say is good to use, which is meta char set, as in character set, equals UTF-8. And what exactly is that? Well, let's do another search. And it's the char set attribute specifies the character encoding for the HTML document. HTML5 specification encourages web developers to use the UTF-8 character set. Bother clicking on this to see any more about that. Just basically, we know that that's supposed to be there. It's best if it is. Okay. Of course, the title is what appears on the tab of your browser up here. So that's what the title is. So we should have our title tag here in the head. And then we also need inside of our body, and we're going to delete this comment here that they're giving us. So inside of our body, oh wait, no, before we go on to the body, inside the head we need something else. So UTF-8 title, let's not use so much spacing because we're going to run out of room on some longer pages, we need to link to a style sheet, which of course we are going to use. And that's how we link to a style sheet. So the relative link is, or the relation is to a style sheet, the type is text CSS, and the hyperlink reference is, now we have to make sure we name our style sheet this. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. Inside the body we need some semantic tags. So we should have a header, and inside the body we should have, so header, stuff up top, navigation, body, stuff in the center. So we need a nav, set of nav tags, and then below the navigation we need a set of body tags. Okay, so that's the setup of all the pages for our website, not just our index.html. What we're going to do is use our index.html page as a template for all our other ones. So now what we have to do is, you can put whatever you want inside the header, some sort of banner, just some text that says, you know, this is my page about video game design, whatever you want. But inside the body, you can also put whatever you want there too, on all these different pages we're going to make. But sort of the best or the most important part of the setup of your website, because inside the body and inside the header will be different things based on your page, but the navigation bar, that's going to be the same on all of your pages. And the way that we do that, and if you wondered why in CodeHS they made you go through all these things with lists, well, you might not have any list on your website. Actually, you are going to have a list on your website. You're going to have an unordered list, a UL. But you're not actually going to see it as like a bulleted list. You're not going to have a number list that anyone's going to see. You're probably not going to use that type of stuff for the sort of simple website that we're making. But we do need an unordered list just to make a navigation bar, because a navigation bar, believe it or not, really is just a list that looks cool rather than just a list. Okay, so we have an unordered list, and then we have list items. And we're going to have a home page. So let's actually do that now. So rather than type, I'm copying from my other page. So we have an A tag, href to our home page. So it's a link to ourselves on this particular page. But the reason why we put that there is so that the navigation bar is the same on all pages. So yeah, if you're on your home page and you click, I mean, it doesn't do anything. But if you happen to be on some other page and you click home, it goes back to the home page. So the navigation bar should be the same on all pages, even though the home page, when you're there, clicking the link doesn't really do anything. But having it the same makes it easy to use this as a template. So I'll go back and do another LI. And really what we could do is, rather than type this stuff, how about if we just copy this? Because who likes to type? And then just realize we're going to get rid of the word home, because that's what appears over here. And instead of home, we're going to call it some of the stuff we've done in our classes. So we're going to, in our class, graphic design. That would be like anything we did in Photoshop. Oops, I already made a mistake. The top one is home. The bottom one is graphic design. If you didn't know, Windows V shows you your copy to the clipboard history. For lazy people, it's very nice. So then we can either copy this one or copy this one. what's something else we did? Well, we did graphic design, we did video, game, design, and guess what? We're changing the name that appears here, but what page is it linked to? Well, right now it's linked to the same home page. Well, that's no good. So we have to make this a different name, like graphic design. We could have just put GD, but let's spell it out. I know I hate to type, but what the heck. So that it's clear. Video, game, design. And we'll copy this again, which I think I probably still have on the clipboard, but just in case, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. And after video game design, we did, computer animation. So you have to put it there twice. One's the name of the page, one's what appears in the list. So then what appears in the list, you can have a space. Make it look nice, like real wording that we would do, a real sentence or whatever. But in the file name, no spaces allowed. Very important. That would mess you up big time. So now we have graphic design, video game design, computer animation, and then web design, which is kind of weird because if we're going to show off some of the things we've done in class throughout the year, well, the website kind of is web design. But if we wanted to link to one or two projects that we did throughout the course in CodeHS, we could do that. So this is just a way to have a placeholder for the other thing we did in our course, or doing in our course, however you want to say it. Web design, spell it right, design. Web design. And then the last one, so how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll make one more page about something we didn't do in our course. Now this is kind of where people sometimes struggle. It's like, I don't know what I want to do. Well, think of something. Make a page about something that's got nothing to do with what you did in school. It's something about what you like. Something interesting. So you could either name it what you like as a general topic. Maybe you like the New York Giants. You can make a page about the New York Giants. Maybe you're into music. Whatever it is. So I'm just going to put Mr. G interests. How about that? Because I don't even know what I want to do just yet. But if you can think about it beforehand, it would be good because you won't have to go back and change this template that we're making here. Because once we have this all set up and we copy it to all our pages, if you make a change, you have to remember to change it on all the pages. Not the biggest deal in the world, but if you can get it all right to begin with, it would be helpful and save you time. So Mr. G interests test. Why did I put interests? There we go. Interest. Having a hard time with the spelling. Web design is right. Computer animation is right. Video game design. Check this carefully because when you copy and paste it, you want it to be right on the other pages. Okay, so now this looks correct to me. So I'm saving it. Okay, so that's the basic setup for our first page in our website, our index page. We're going to use this to make all of our other pages. So let me end the video here now, and then the next video will show you how to use this as a template to make all the other pages.